Hello and namaste to all our viewers and welcome to our program. Today we have His Excellency W.M. Saniveratna, Ambassador of the Sri Lanka to Nepal. Let's welcome him to our program. Excellency, you're most welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
As this program is mostly focused on education, let's get started with the same field. As Sri Lanka has highest literacy rate, that is 98.1%, and Nepal is 66% in round figure. So how can Nepal learn in literacy rate with Sri Lanka?
Actually, it is true that the Sri Lanka has the literacy rate of 98.1%, and which is one of the Asia's highest rate in literacy rate. And the reason, of course, behind it, the government has given more priority for the higher education and education, and more funds allocate for that one. If the government give more priority for the education, and government believe that we can produce a good citizen, so that is the objective. And if you look at the funds also, the total 2014 budget has provided 46.5 billion rupees for the only higher education, and we have also the education services ministry and the higher education ministry, so we can focus on more and more for the education to the children.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and the issue is here now. This is over. We got our independence in 1948. Since then, we had a long period to achieve this target. And if Nepal also has given a lot of priority for the education, so I understand that when the another years to come, then the literacy rate also will be increased in Nepal. So we are very happy.
For sure,
about
we hope
this
as well.
progress.
Buddhism is most preferred religion in Sri Lanka. There are schools for priests as well, that is called Pirvenas.
Yeah.
So in this case, how can Sri Lanka help Nepal in concluding the controversial statement that Buddha is born in Nepal?
Actually, in this regard, I have to mention that we have over 10,000 schools in Sri Lanka. In addition to that, we have 461 Pirivenas. We call it for the Pirivena means for the education for the Buddhist monks and nuns. So in this regard, the government has given the more priorities for the education on Buddhism and religious aspects. Anybody can study Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity and Islam. So there is no any issues, and it is open to everybody. And there are some students, Islamic students study Buddhism, and Buddhist students study Hinduism. So the freedom is there. So in this regard, we give a lot of priorities. If we get the education on Pirivan education, which means that Buddhism and Buddhist education, Buddhist activities, 70% population of Sri Lanka are Buddhist. So therefore, the government has given a priority to each and every religions. So the language and the religion is compulsory in Sri Lanka. Therefore, all the students study their own language, their own religion. And the Pirivenas, of course, giving more higher education on Buddhistics, Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist culture. So with regard to the Nepal, I can say that there are so many students who have studied Buddhism in Sri Lanka and have come here and study, and they teach us also in Buddhism. Now, in the issue of the Lumbini, the birthplace of Prince Siddhartha, known as the Gautama Buddha, it is obviously, that is it's already confirmed historical evidence, as well as the Asoka Stamba or Asoka pillar already indicated that the Lord Buddha was in Lumbini, and there is no doubt and no issues of that.
Okay, we hope so.
Yeah, thank you.
In further days, no controversy shall come.
No.
Yes. In 2011, Sri Lankan government made it mandatory for undergraduate students to undergo the compulsory leadership courses. Please enlighten in this statement.
Actually, the government of Sri Lanka has taken the new proposal to study the education before they study the university education, before they follow the university education, they have to have the mandatory. The courses, of course, we call it leadership and positive attitude training program, which is the most of the students study the languages, subjects and various aspects. That is called mentally, they know very well. But physically, they are not fit to study. Physically, they are not fit to continue their studies. Therefore, government has taken the initiatives to give high priority for the physical education also. So, therefore, they had the 3 months period for this leadership and positive attitude of training program. And it was very, very useful, and most of the students were very happy about it. The government also expect the mental, physical ability, including the leadership role. So, they give a lot of quality of human life when we follow this study, when we follow this course. So, therefore, lot of results were there and people were very happy. Even the educationists as well as the university professors, they were very happy because they are mentally and physically fit to continue their education. So, therefore, we support for this idea, we support for this proposal.
Given this high profile example of Sri Lankan education system, what opinion would you like to give to Nepali education system?
Actually, this one also very useful. It differs to the country, and in Sri Lankan situation, most of the students they don't have physically training or other things, but Nepali students, they walk very well, they are hard working, so no need to have any physically, but anyway some students they needed. So, this one the government think, the university academics, they think that if we have the mental and physically, which will benefit for each and everybody. So, if there is a good proposal, we also can follow it up.
Yeah, for sure.
So, this also will benefit for Nepal.
I'll be back to education field once again. Now, I'd like to ask you one question in tourism. Recently, SAARC summit was successfully completed in Nepal, and Sri Lankan president made a visit to Lumbini. Now, how would you suggest Nepali and Sri Lankan to get more close to Lumbini?
Actually, the Excellency the President Mahinda Rajapaksa visited Lumbini prior to the SAARC summit. That was a historical event for us, and that was a greatest opportunity for Sri Lanka and Nepal relations. In fact, we appreciate our President's visit to Lumbini. Why? At the moment, over Sri Lankan are the number one visiting to Lumbini, over 75,000 per annum.
Yes.
So, we still maintain that we are the number one, and with this visit, the Lumbini is very famous in Sri Lanka, and as a Buddhist country, majority of the Buddhist country, each and every has a belief we have to go and visit to Lumbini and see the birthplace of Prince Siddhartha, or known as the Gautama Buddha, before their death. Therefore, it is more significant for Sri Lankan tourists, and we still continuing that, and we have also a lot of facilities for them. Now, we have that Lumbini Devdaha, Tilarukot, Niglihava, Ayurakot, Sagarhava, Gotihava, Kudan. Those are the Kapilavastu, the most sacred and important places around Lumbini. So, if we have awareness program for that, this is a tremendous, the most Sri Lankan visiting to Lumbini as well as the other areas. So, therefore, this visit was very, very significant for us.
And how should Nepal enhance the tourism sector?
Giving more priority for the tourism sector, we have to give more tourist aspiration. What are their needs? Now, for example, in Sri Lankan, visiting to Lumbini or some important places as a tourist, they do believe that any important and historical places. So, number one, of course, the Lumbini. Then in Kathmandu, we have that Swambhunath, Bauddhanath, then the Pashupatinath, what the very, very important places. So, these are the things which we have to showcase, and in addition to that, we have to give some lot of facilities to buy the people some souvenirs and historical places, replicas. So these are also the lot of attraction. In addition to that, we have to give more facilities. Now, like accommodation, increase of the tourist hotels, facilities. So then definitely will increase the Nepali tourism from outside, especially from Sri Lankan point of view.
Now let's get back to the education field once more. Sri Lanka has been and can be a preferable choice for Nepali students for their abroad studies. Please verify about the scholarship scheme and opportunities for Nepalese students in Sri Lanka.
Actually, government of Sri Lanka giving more priority for the education, and the education is free up to PhD level, and the health service also free even for bypass. Therefore, government has given lot of facilities, priorities for the education. That is for the Sri Lankans. So, the government of Sri Lanka also extend its services, education facilities to the neighboring countries like Nepal. So, we give a lot of facilities. Now, for example, annually we have the presidential scholarships, and no sooner we received, we informed the Ministry of Education as well as the Foreign Ministry, and at the same time we get the nomination and send it to Sri Lanka. Then they will approve. In addition to that, we have the Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, SLIT. They also provide annual scholarships. Then Kotalavala Defence College, they also offers MBBS, engineering, information technology, environmental, and various other courses also. So we have lot of facilities for that, for Nepali students. In addition to that, if any Nepali students would like to study on self-finance basis, they can go to Sri Lanka at the lowest cost and they can study there. So they have to meet their own basic expenditure. So we have a lot of facilities over there, and we have over 15 universities, and we have over 10 vocational institutes and training institutes. So anybody can go there, and the government will provide more facilities. In addition to that, we have provided over 300 students at present study in Nepal, in Sri Lanka, on especially the Buddhist studies and various other courses. So I am happy to note that we had couple of PhD students, environmental, and various other courses, and master students and undergraduates.
Excellency, if I would like to continue my masters in economics in Sri Lanka, what opportunities will I get?
So actually you are most welcome. We have a lot of opportunities, and we have over 15 universities. You can directly apply that. We government, of course, the embassy here to facilitate, and we do the best. And anybody can go through there. All the details are there in the website. And annually in January, the academic year begins, and before that we have called for the suitable candidates to apply. So there is a foreign quota. In addition to that, we also support for that.
Adding more in education field, Excellency, Sri Lanka is preferred as the country with most strong education system, and Sri Lankan students as a good competitor worldwide. Now, what drawbacks do you see in Nepali education system comparing with it Sri Lanka?
Actually, the Sri Lanka given the more priority for the education. If anybody has a good education system, there is no problem for the employment and the physical quality life index. So it will already there, and therefore keeping with these objective, government give a lot of facilities. Now especially early days and early 50s, once we get the independence, we had the English education. After that national program, we had the Sinhala medium and the Tamil English medium studies. They can choose their own language for the as a medium of study. Now government has given the more priority for the English education. So why? Anybody can go to internationally and as a competitor.
Yes, worldwide.
Therefore, worldwide, we have given a lot of facilities for that. Another example, year 2014, the government has launched the information technology, computer literacy program each and every school. So each and every school has the facility to study computer IT knowledge. So government has given more and more facilities. So therefore, the government of Sri Lanka won the first place worldwide the launching of information technology for the year 2014. So therefore, the government has given more and more priority according to the needs of the worldwide, according to the needs of the people. Now, like job oriented, we have facilities. So if there is a new job, so now the syllabus also changing accordingly. Therefore, our education system also provide the needs of the people, needs of the country, needs of the world. Therefore, we have the very good competitor. So this will also enhance Nepal, because we have a lot of exchange programs, the youth service, schools, universities. These universities, students, youths, they can visit Sri Lanka and exchange their views. Then we have the university program, exchange of professors visiting and to get the exposure and enhancement of their knowledge. So we do have this program which will benefit Nepal too. And we also learning a lot from Nepal side. So therefore we are so grateful to the government of Nepal.
We are almost at the last of our conversation, Excellency. Now what is your opinion, suggestion to our viewers?
I would like to thank all the viewers, those who are listening to this program. And I also would like to thank you organizing this program.
My pleasure.
And from time to time, we will also exchange our views, and we also give more and more facilities for the Nepali students, especially the education sector, to visit Sri Lanka and get the things done and get their exposure. And at the same time, we have developed a lot of infrastructure development. We can see every 1 year, 2 years time development of Sri Lanka, so they can visit. And with the commencement of the Main Lanka, our next budget airline next year, we can visit also to Sri Lanka. We have a lot of programs, we have a lot of workshops, seminars at the moment going on. So we hope and everybody to join us and to visit Sri Lanka, as well as we encourage our Sri Lankan tourists to visit Nepal to see the beautiful country of Nepal and enjoy it.
Thank you so much for having us here and your time, Excellency.
It is our pleasure, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity to talk with you.
Thank you. We had His Excellency W.M. Seneviratna, Ambassador of Sri Lanka to Nepal. Long live Nepal-Sri Lanka relationship. I am Priyanka Bhandari signing off for today. We will see you in our next episode at the same time. Please pass your suggestion to us through media.saujanya@gmail.com. Till then, take care. See you. Bye-bye. Namaste.